Good morning. Happy Friday to you. Hope you're having a great start to your day. Did a lot of you sleep through the lunar eclipse? We're going to talk with Beckett more about that. I didn't see it. Really pretty moon out there, though, this morning. We'll talk about what moon that is, how warm is it going to get today, and most importantly, keep you safe because we've got some really severe weather headed our way. If you are outside of Missouri and Illinois, I'm not sure what's happening in your states, but those of you that are in our immediate area, we're going to keep you safe. I might even meet you in the closet later this evening, as I do often when those storms come in, because I love to check in on you. We'll also let you know where to follow Beckett on his social media pages so you can keep weather aware. If you don't know, we started this about 2 weeks ago, keeping an eye on what's happening around the world. So I'm going to give you our news you can use that affects us locally, regionally, sometimes nationally. And I will flip back and forth between some Fox News, some news from CNN. We'll also have Market Watch from Yahoo, as well as this right now, keeping an eye on what's going on in the sports world. We've got Friendship Friday, real estate talk, all of that coming up for you today. Hope you're having a great start to your day. And if you are wanting to know, can I go out tonight? Well, we're going to give you a segment that we call What the Weather.
Good evening from St. Louis, Missouri, and it is a beautiful one.
Oh, look at that. Another brand new introduction to our aspiring meteorologist, Beckett Moore. Zach Kimball, thank you so much for putting that together. How are you, my friend?
I'm good. How are you? That looks really good. I mean, you guys make them so fast.
It is. I got to give all the props to those behind the scenes. They do a wonderful job. Yeah, and we had to get out of the snow because we had a lot of snow pictures of Beckett before. And again, we want to transition. So I know this is a pretty serious situation that we're talking about. That's why I put what I put behind us. I asked you earlier in the week if we were talking about tornadoes, very strong winds, things like that. And everything's in the bag today, isn't it?
Correct, yes.
Okay, so we're going to talk about our area and the timing of it all because people are going to be making plans. Can we get off to work and school this morning? Is it going to be okay in the afternoon? Coming home, and then this evening, should people be staying home? Let's talk about all of that. Let's let Beckett take it away for you.
Yeah, so looking at the morning rush hour and the afternoon rush hour, we should be fine. The storms aren't going to get here until later into the evening, into the early overnight hours. So looking at the current conditions right now, 61 degrees here in St. Louis, dew point at 48, humidity 62, and pretty gusty winds today. We have south-southeast winds, 13 miles per hour. Now, going right into the severe weather threat, I really wanted to just talk a lot about this since this is the greatest severe weather threat we've seen in 2 years. That's how serious this threat is. So looking at the Storm Prediction Center's outlook for today for the St. Louis area, pretty much the entirety of St. Louis metropolitan area is in a 4 to 5 moderate risk, a very serious, very dangerous risk here for St. Louis, definitely one that we need to pay attention to and be prepared for. It does mean that tornadoes, damaging winds, and large hail are possible throughout the St. Louis area. Now, looking at the severe potential, tornado risk is high in the St. Louis area as we head into tonight. Some of these storms could have rotation in them, could have embedded supercells within the line of storms, and we could see tornadoes here in St. Louis. Damaging winds, that also is going to be a much higher threat, and we could even see gusts from 70 to 90 miles per hour here in the St. Louis area later today. Hail is moderate, a little bit lower. We could see some hail, but overall the two biggest threats are going to be tornadoes, damaging winds, and flooding is low. Now, looking at the severe risk timeline, again, as we head into this afternoon, we're looking good. It's probably still going to be sunny, but that'll change quickly because as we head towards 6 to 8, we'll start seeing those storms pop up into central Missouri, moving towards St. Louis, and then 8 to 10, and then 10 to 12. So really anywhere from 8 to 12 o'clock in the St. Louis metropolitan area is when you need to be prepared. You should be at home. I don't think I've ever said this on the show, but if you do have any outdoor plans tonight, you should probably cancel them because that's how serious this threat of severe weather is going to be. So 8 to 12 definitely need to be weather aware. Have multiple ways to receive warnings, local TV and radio. Outdoor sirens if you are outside, but if you are indoors, do not rely on sirens from your family, friends, and coworkers. No weather radio, that's a great thing to have. And of course, your wireless emergency alerts and weather apps. as well. Now it's finally looking at the 7-day outlook again. 82 today, mostly sunny skies for most of the day, but then storms tonight. And again, this is from the Storm Prediction Center. Tornadoes, several of which could be strong. Widespread damaging wind gusts from 70 to 90 miles per hour, as well as large hail up to baseball size. So all that is going to be possible tonight, and that's why you want to be prepared and have multiple ways to receive warnings. As we head into this weekend, it's going to be a very nice Saturday, mostly sunny skies, 70 degrees. Now cooling down a bit towards average, mostly sunny on Sunday around 54, but then we do warm up again Monday and Tuesday, sunny skies. Do get some increasing cloud cover on Tuesday, then a rain chance on Wednesday. A couple of showers will be possible on Wednesday, and then cooling down towards later in the work week.
Yeah, so this is what I want you all to hear that Beckett just said. He's asking you to cancel plans this evening. Yes, you've never said that. Oh, I just said that and I got chills, Beckett. Just trying to take care of all of you. I just saw a comment coming in from one of our viewers, Julie, who said she's going to the Fox tonight. So please be extremely careful. I was watching Matt Chambers over on KMOV this morning, and they're saying a level 4 out of 5. Again, the severity of it all. I mean, you're getting up there in 75, 80 mile per hour winds. I also was hearing them talk about what we can do to prepare. So if you have not charged your phone, they're saying to make sure that you have that charged up, and also having other power sources. If you have to go outside, to have sturdy shoes, and you might not even be thinking about that. Beckett, are there any other things that you would tell us to make sure that we're prepared for this evening?
Yeah, so one big thing to do before everyone heads off to school and work is to go over your severe weather safety plan. So when that tornado warning, if that tornado warning or severe thunderstorm warning gets issued for you, where are you going to go? Where's your safe place? Make sure you have that down. So right when the warning hits, you know exactly what you're going to do.
Absolutely. You know, we all remember when we were in school and they used to take us through those tornado drills. It's the same thing that should be happening at homes as well. Well, Beckett, thank you. And tell everybody where they can follow you, because I'm sure you'll be very active on your own social channels later this afternoon and this evening.
Yeah, so I'm at More Weather, just MOORE Weather on Twitter and YouTube. I will have coverage from there if I do stay here tonight, because we are going. Our plan was to head down to Mississippi tomorrow, because we're going to be going on spring break on Sunday. But yeah, we'll see. We might have to leave tonight, because there's going to be another severe weather threat, possible tornado outbreak in Mississippi tomorrow, and we really don't want to be driving in that.
Well, please be safe, just as you're keeping everybody else safe for us. Do me a favor. This is, even though I'm not a mom, I have very motherly instincts. Text me and let me know you all make it there safely.
Okay, I will.
Thank you so much, Beckett, for everything that you do.
Absolutely.
All right, folks, again, that's Beckett Moore. If you are new to the show and you've never seen him, he's truly incredible, and he's the one that I want you to trust. As we keep you safe, please do not take this lightly. And Julie, please let us know that you make it safe home tonight as well. Yes, I know, right? So Julie Purcell just said, poor Monica, your fur babies, prayers for them. It will be Tessa that will be in the closet. And as I mentioned earlier, I've done this before. People always say it's right around the same time. It is. I will probably come on to you on Facebook only tonight, just checking in on all of you, just very concerned about our area. And as I mentioned, don't take it lightly. It's not something you're like, oh yeah, whatever, no big deal. If you don't have to go out, please don't go out this evening. All right, it is 7:09. How about some news you can use? First of all, do you have a real ID? Have you been listening to the news about this and thought, I don't need this? Yes, you do. And I know it's probably feeling like we've been talking about this. We have. I know in news several years ago, we mentioned if you don't have one, you're going to need one soon, etc. So what will happen if you show up for a flight after the deadline? There really have been years of delays for this, but beginning May 7th, which is going to be right around the corner, you will need one to fly within the country. And according to a TSA spokesperson, a couple of things. There may be a grace period when people will have additional checks required, but it's not a fast process. So if people get to the airport and they don't have enough time, they will miss their flight, period. Listen to me. They will miss their flight. Some people will be denied entry to the checkpoint if they don't comply. So therefore, they will not be allowed to fly. Critical to prepare now for future travel to avoid potential issues at TSA checkpoints. Again, beginning on May 7th. So to get a real ID, you need several documents to prove your identity. And I'm talking a birth certificate, social security number, 2 pieces of mail with your full proper name and address, address, maybe a bank statement, or maybe a utility bill. To get through TSA security, travelers can also use a passport card, military ID, or other global entry identification. So I would tell you to look into this if you don't have it yet. How many of you have been prepared, by the way? I made sure that when my driver's license was up for expiration, that I said, yes, I want the real ID now. I don't want to come back and do that. So let me know if you have yours or if you've gone through a bunch of trouble. I know when you go to the DMV, you're like, I swear I have everything. And you're in that long line. You get up there and you forget a piece of document that they need. So make sure that you prepare and have everything so you don't go through that as well. How about St. Louis's own Nikki Glaser? She's going to be hosting the 2026 Golden Globes. Boy, she is just moving up and just all over the place, isn't she? Congratulations. She will return as the host for the TV and the Film Awards, which will take place in January of 2026, airing, by the way, on CBS. The first woman ever to host the Globes solo. If you don't know her, she's a comedian. She's a St. Louis native, and they just announced that she will be the host after her star turn on Netflix, The Roast of Tom Brady. She will return for the 83rd iteration of the Globes. You rock, Nikki. Keep it up. In the safety news of the day, IIHS prioritizing better protection for backseat passengers in 2025. That's the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety. They're requiring better protection for second row occupants for the 25 Top Safety Pick and Top Safety Pick Plus awards. Experts found that the risk of death is higher for those wearing a seatbelt while sitting in the back seat compared to sitting in the front. According to a release, only 48 models qualify for these awards so far, compared to 71 last year. Of the qualified models, 36 earned the Top Safety Pick Plus and 12 earned Top Safety Pick. More details about how the updated moderate overlap front and other required tests are conducted can be found on a link that I am going to give to Jenny. Jenny, of course, is your moderator, and I will have her drop that in, for you this morning so that you can look at that list and see if you're on it. An American Airlines plane caught fire at Denver International Airport. There were a lot of videos of this on social media. It caught fire on Thursday, and according to multiple outlets, it started on a passenger plane that was parked at gate C38 in Denver, which produced visible smoke, tons of people pulling out their cell phones. The passengers had to evacuate the aircraft. Slides were deployed. The Denver International Airport said the fire was extinguished. 12 people were transported to area hospitals last night, and a spokesperson said flight number 1006 had landed safely at the airport, but then experienced an engine-related issue when taxiing to the gate. 172 customers, 6 crew members, D-plane were being relocated to the terminal. The plane, by the way, used for the flight was a Boeing 737-800. So again, had to be taken to the airport, didn't hear of anything serious. Well, how about our whiskey and our wine drinkers? Will the new tariffs affect your wine and whiskey? Some St. Louis locals may have to ride it out, proposing 200% tariffs on European liquor. There are concerns growing about President Trump pressing a global trade war. Lots of people talking about this. It's cited as being a reaction to the proposed 50% tariff on American whiskey. President Trump made the statement on his Truth Social platform. The European Union, he says, again, this is from President Trump, one of the most hostile and abusive taxing and tariffing authorities in the world, which was formed for the sole purpose of taking advantage of the United States, has just put a nasty 50% tariff on whiskey. If this tariff is not removed immediately, again, this is on Truth Social, Trump says the U.S. will shortly place a 200% tariff on all wines, champagnes, and alcoholic products coming out of France and other European represented countries. This will be great for the wine and champagne business, he says, in the United States. Again, trying to get more and more into our area. All right, let's talk about the National Day of, National Write Down Your Story Day. Oh, I got to continue to write my story of my book. National Children's Craft Day, so get those kids involved, especially later this afternoon, this evening when you're keeping them home. National Learn About Butterflies Day. If you see a butterfly, they say it's someone from heaven. National Pie Day, and there's a lot going on, by the way, here in the 314, because it is National 314 Day. We're going to talk about this, National Potato Chip Day. And in sports news, The Blues unfortunately lost the Penguins. The final was 5-3. The Blues are back in action tomorrow against Minnesota, and that will be a face-off at 7 o'clock. All right, now you should be all up to date. Anybody wanting to drop comments in? Let me see real quick before we take our break. Linda says, did get the real ID when they first brought it up. We didn't have the actual birth certificates, only from the hospital, so we had to apply with the state of Illinois. Yeah, so it's frustrating, isn't it? So remember that if the case is for anyone. I got mine a while ago, Stephanie says. I used to fly. I have mine when I renewed my driver's license. Look at you all being prepared. All right, everyone, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, my beautiful friend, inside and out. But the importance is, what are you providing to the world? And she provides a lot. We're going to start talking about some real estate news. We're going to talk a little bit about National Potato Chip Day. We'll talk about St. Patrick's Day festivities coming up this weekend. A lot of communities downtown, Cowdleville, you name it. You let us know where you're going to maybe celebrate this weekend. And then our own friendship. We'll talk about all that when we return.
Carroll House is now the contemporary furniture design center.
We now have the largest selection of the latest ultra-modern furniture.
Sleek European designs, unique metals, bold lacquers, plush fabrics, and retro styles.
Modern furnishings with exclusive collections only at Carroll House.
Plus free financing, free delivery and setup, and free in-home design.
Visit the St. Louis Center for Contemporary Design inside our 3.5-acre showrooms at Carroll House.
Because you like nice things.
Create beautiful gardens and landscaped areas with everything you need at Hoffman Hillerman Nursery and Florist. A great selection of outdoor and indoor plants, gardening items, landscape materials, lawn and garden equipment, and much more. Hoffman Hillerman Nursery and Florist.
Have the most beautiful flowers that they dropped off for me. Kim and Don, I cannot thank you enough. Seriously, they are stunning and they smell amazing. So I can't wait to be out there. I've never been. If any of you, Hoffman Hillerman Nursery in Washington, Missouri, and we're going to get our green thumb on with the potting bar, private classes for 2, or just knowing what should we plant when and how do we keep those plants alive. So we'll talk all about that with our mobile Monica coming up March 26th, 10 a.m. at Hoffman Hillerman Nursery. Okay, welcome back to the Real Monica Adams Show. Time for you to text. Tell everybody that we are on their favorite platform, whichever one works best for them. Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, X, Rumble, LinkedIn. My friend Dot Fleshman joins us on Fridays in each month. We have her on once a month, and look at you all toasty and warm by your fireplace.
Good morning, Monica. How are you?
I'm great. I missed you last night. So Dot introduced me to an incredible friend and mentor of hers. And we went to have a dinner. And we started off for about the first hour and a half with the most incredible charcuterie platter that I sent a picture to Dot. And she sent me a picture back with a chocolate wafer she was eating. I'm like, I'm sorry. We were there for 4.5 hours, Dot.
I am so sad that I missed this. My 2 favorite people in the whole wide world. But, sometimes that's just how things work in real estate. And when there's a contract to be written, there's a contract to be written. And I had 2 of them going at the same time. And yes, I literally did not eat. I had this little wafer of something. So I was so jealous of your charcuterie board.
Well, we sat there, and then after a while, she finally was like, well, besides charcuterie, did you want to eat something? And I was like, we were so enthralled with conversation. I wasn't even hungry, but finally we did. We had a great time. So Jerry is her name. She's a dear friend of Dot's, and I'm actually going to be speaking at an entrepreneurial subject that we're going to be discussing at St. Charles Community College coming up in April. So thank you for introducing me to her. I'm thinking there's a lot of really big things that the 3 of us can do together. Linda just said good morning, Dot. Stephanie said Dot is cool. So, my friend, good morning to you, first of all. Secondly, I just ran through the National Day of calendar, and you and I are going to talk about a lot of things this morning, but here we go. These are the pictures that Dot has provided for me. Do you love your potato chip?
Do I love the potato chip? I mean, I live for this day. So just let me just to be ready here, just to let you know.
Wait a minute. Let me get you on screen.
Here is National Potato Chip Day. The day my entire family knows I love. Don't get me any baked Lays. Get me the real greasy, the worst potato chip out there for you. But I mean, National Potato Chip Day. And one of the things that we talk about is that Lay's is the number one potato chip out there.
Oh,
And number one for quite a while. The battle is with Ruffles. Ruffles comes in second place. Ruffles comes in second place. Sorry, guys, but these are great for dipping.
did you just say sorry, guy?
Sorry, guys. They're in second place. It's okay. It's okay. But I mean, great dips. Listen, potato. You know what drives me crazy is when I go to a party and they've got the best spread and there's no chips. It's like
Yeah, what the heck? You
I
need
live
some.
potato chips.
Yeah, you need some dipping. Okay, you're telling me that it is not Ruffles?
Ruffles is not first. Lay's is first place. Ruffles comes in second place.
What about Pringles? Do you know where Pringles landed?
Third, actually, third.
Oh,
Pringles, yes, I do have this information here
look
somewhere.
at you.
I know we kind of skipped right over real estate there for just
No,
a
we'll
second.
do it. We'll do it.
But in 2024, we sold $4.2 billion in potato chips. And Ruffles, Ruffles always came in second, right there with Pringles. And by the way, do you know Pringles is not really potatoes?
What is it?
Well, it's a mixture it's a mixture of a lot of things, but it's not necessarily potatoes. So back in the day when they looked at it, and what was happening is they were having a hard time getting these transferred from state to state without them breaking. So this gentleman, and I can't remember, of course, I'm watching this on the History Channel, and Ron and I got so enthralled by it, but they made this potato chip in such a way, it's potatoes cut up with other things in it, mostly other things in it.
We've
And
been talking a lot, Dot, about not having real food that we're eating. It's frustrating.
and that's not a real potato. I mean, clearly it's shaped in such a way that would go in a container that would get from state to state without breaking. And that's why it became very popular. And then, of course, they went from the regular Pringles to all the different flavors, yada, yada, like all the other potato chips.
Jenny just said Dot needs a chip show. Monica and Dot don't look like they had a potato chip in their entire life. No, it's moderation. It's all about balance, right? Rose?
You know what? It's the 80-20 rule. You do good all the 80% of the time, and then that 20%, you just got to dip. You just got to have a potato chip.
Again, if you're just tuning in, we're going to be like this. We jumped into potato chips because I just did the National Day of, and there's several things going on. By the way, National 314 Day, and there are some exciting things happening if you want to go down to the Wheel or you want to go down to Anheuser-Busch. They've got some specials going on. Grant's Farm, by the way, is opening up. So for those that want to enjoy when the weather is nice, they're opening up today as well. So Anne says, happy Friday, everyone. Be safe. Thank you, Monica and Dot, for everything you both do for us. Anne is working with Dot, by the way, to find her next wonderful place. So thank you for taking care of her, by the way, Dot.
Good morning, Anne, my beautiful friend. And we definitely are going to find you a condo.
I know you are. I know. Let's see. Those chips are good. I miss my old Dutch chips made in Minnesota. Okay. Yes, Jenny, she is very prepared. Okay, let's get into this. So Dot Fleshman, if you have never seen her on my show before, she's not only a dear friend, but she's an incredible real estate agent. So she's with Coldwell Banker Gundaker, and we will have Jenny dropping in the information for you, besides me telling you that you can find her at Dot Fleshman, period. We don't say dot because we just said dot Fleshman period com, or again, dotfleshman.com. 314-324-3317. And her email is dot.Fleshman@cbrealty.com. I'm going to jump into this before we get into like do's and don'ts of decorating and love it or list it. When is it time to move? All those questions that people go through from what we're talking about of what's going on in the world. We've been keeping an eye on the stock market. People are a little scared. Is there going to be a recession? Things like that. How does all that scary news affect real estate?
Thank you, Monica, for bringing that up. It's not scary at all. The market is so busy right now, and I want to tell you something. I listed a property yesterday. It went active yesterday, starting at 5:00, and it's already under contract. in 3 hours.
Okay.
And there are other properties that are selling. And one of the things we talk about is the average time that a home is on the market is 27 days before it goes pending or under contract. So we are still in a seller's market. It's still very strong, very viable. By the way, the interest rates are so good. They're in the 6% range. And if you were a FHA or a first-time homeowner, you can get something in the 5 range. We got to connect you to the right lenders, and we can definitely get you a great rate. But I mean, there are some homes, if they're priced right and they're set up, they're not an as-is property, meaning they're ready to go, they're move-in ready, etc. They're going quickly.
That's good to hear. And again, there's so much fear out there. And then there's so much false news as well that it's like continuing the fear aspect of it all. So we want you to release that. This too shall pass. We always get through things and we come better out ahead, even if we have to have a correction. But I wanted to ask you that. So I'm glad we started with that. Okay. So let's go into some do's and don'ts. These are absolutely hilarious. So the first ones I'm going to start with is our don'ts. And some of these, I almost thought they were fake. I was like, did people really do this, Dot?
Yes.
Don't do this.
So a lot of clients want to do, these DIY shows, Monica, lets people know, look, you can do this on your own. And yes, you can. You've got to pick the right tile. This would be a great tile, something small, maybe on a counter, but that was a disastrous. I felt a little schizophrenic walking into that. I mean, it's like it almost makes you nervous walking into that,
Oh,
but
yeah.
that's real. And the problem is the entire home is gorgeous. And if it's not selling, it probably has to do with that bathroom, which I would tear it all out and their house
over.
Their house
Start over. Please start over. Yes, schizophrenic. It just makes you nervous. You come
Right.
out of the bathroom and everyone's like, "What's wrong with you?" I'm like this. Okay, I want you to look at this closely.
Okay.
Who the heck did this and didn't have a family member or a friend say, nope, something's wrong here on both of these pictures?
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to say that they started that. They probably got pegged through an inspection and they probably said, nope, you have to have this done a certain way on the tile. And he probably thought, okay, but that is just so wrong. I mean, again, a gorgeous, beautiful house that sat on the market a little bit too long. And I'm sure that right there was a big challenge.
Sure. But have a professional do it if you don't know what you're doing.
Monica, go back to that picture. The stove.
Yes.
So when you look at that, I mean, that's not lined up.
No.
I mean, that would drive me crazy. I mean, no one should approve that. That cannot be approved. Someone has got to say no, either move the top over or move the bottom over, but that would be called out by every person that came into your home.
Absolutely, it would. It would be like, please, can I help you with this? Do you not see this isn't where it's supposed to be? Linda just said, Dot, same around my area. Land went up and was sold within 24 hours. It's a hot commodity in my area. Yeah, Linda, let her know where you live, by the way. I think she's out in Franklin County. I've seen this one before. Actually, when I was in news, we showed this because we swore it was fake. And this is the one, folks, that I was like, is this real? Is this really real?
Yes. It's really real. And they took out the shower. You could see where the tub and the shower would have been. And they put in the laundry to be able to state that they had main floor laundry.
I showed this to my brother and sister-in-law, and they're like, no, wait, we've seen some where you've got the laundry, you're in the bathroom, there's a refrigerator underneath the toilet for the guys who just want to stay in for a long time and they want to drink a cold one.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Okay, Linda says she's in northern St. Francis County. She said, oh, that stove cabinet thing would drive me crazy.
Right.
Again, if you're just tuning in, Dot Fleshman, we're talking about do's and don'ts in real estate. And we're also going to transition in a bit to love it or list it. You know, when all of you are trying to make the decisions, is it time for me to sell? What do I need to do? Or do you just need to make some adjustments to love it again? Jenny says, listen, that's called multitasking. No, Dot doesn't agree with multitasking, Jenny. If you've never heard her say this, Dot says multitasking is not a real thing.
Right.
Because you can't do something well if you have many things going on.
So multitasking, the difficult part about multitasking is we're telling our brain just to do something halfway. And so we're not really 100% in. right now. Multitasking, not meaning talking to you, holding this up and grabbing my phone, but trying to write a text and read this and talk to you. It just kind of messes with your brain and it overwhelms us. And then we get stressed out and nervous. And so there is a moment of time where you have to multitask. You're getting on the escalator, your kid's about ready to fall, you got to grab them, you've got the baby over here. Yes, that happens, but we should not function in a multitask world
on a daily basis. But if we're going to pick a sex that can do it better, it's women. And every man, you have to agree with that. Okay. Yes. Diane just said the stove and cabinets, absolutely hilarious. These are the don'ts. Okay. And so you saw the text that I put, which is don't do this or this or this. And then this one, what the heck?
They took out the door and put those in. I mean, I don't know. People are getting creative. That's just it. People get creative. And I don't know. I just feel
that's not creative. Somebody needs to say that. Nope, you tried. That is a miss. And then this.
The red room. You
no?
guys, I walked in to the red room and I could not believe it. So every part of this room, ceiling, walls, everything. And what you see is a red that's a platform that the bed goes on, and then it's all red carpeting. And it was just, I just couldn't even believe that this was in a room. It was all red.
Where's Christian Grey? That's all I'm going to say. And if you know, you know. Rose, I keep begging my husband to sell her house just so I can meet Dot. Hey, Rose, where were you? I thought she was coming to Viviano's, by the way. That's right.
Rose, we need to go have coffee.
Yes, you do. Jenny just told everybody that I am the queen of multitasking, and I do it very well. It's crazy. She's such a sweetheart. She took a picture yesterday of me talking to an intern candidate and then turning to this and that. And as I'm putting your content together, by the way, for today, I said, you all don't have to be quiet. You can keep talking. I can do several things at once. And I was like, but Dot's not going to say that that's a real thing. Diane, definitely women are better at multitasking. Yes. Linda said red rum. That's true. It reminds you of The Shining as well. That was wrong. Okay. We're going to transition out of what not to do, what to do. So do this instead. Now I just got very calm.
So when you look at this photo, what you see are very simple, clean lines. There's not a lot of clutter. People tend to want to put everything on their counters. And clearly this is, they're getting ready to show their house or list their house. And so they're minimalizing everything. But honestly, on a regular basis, when we have so much on our counters, as for convenience, if you don't have a lot of counter space, I understand. But it's almost like putting things away into cabinets until you need them. If you don't use a toaster on an everyday basis, put it away until you need it. If you don't use a blender every day, put it away until you need it. It just comes in the kitchen.
That's going to come into my house. I'm going to tell you, next time you come, I'm giving you carte blanche. Go ahead and put my blender away because I leave it out.
Do you use it every single day?
No.
Okay. So
she wants me to put it away.
But for people who have like a trend, they have this habit where it's every day they get their coffee and they make their piece of toast and they go on. Okay. But I mean, we hardly ever use our toaster. There's no reason for it to be on our counter unless we need it. So we kind of hide it away.
Okay, and this falls in line, by the way, with some tips that Jennifer Williams had given us from St. Louis Closet Company to better organize your life and to bring more calmness to your life. Jenny just said we need to set up a meet and greet for Dot and Rose, and Dot will bring the chips.
Yes, thank you.
We are giving you tips again of things to make it a little easier. And if you are trying to sell a home and you have Dot as your real estate agent, which is what I want you to have, she would never let this be staging tips of the don'ts. She would then say, these are the things you have to do to help sell the home. All right, here's some more pictures. What do you think of these?
So let me tell you what I love about this garage. Well, first of all, the garage, they took an ugly garage door and they changed it into this beautiful new modern door. And that just sets the tone from when you walk up, the first impression, it matters. And then this house right here, this is a split level home. And a lot of split level homes feel closed in because there's walls everywhere. Well, look what they did. They took the walls out, they put glass in, and you can literally stand at the front door and see the bottom, see the top, and it just opens it all up and it's nice and clear. That is a plus. That is a do. That is something that I want to tell that those who I work with who renovate, these are the types of things that you want to look at. Let's take out closed walls and open things up with glass or open things up with open balusters to enhance that home.
Again, if you're just tuning in, if you've got questions, and maybe we're going to get into this next, the love it or list it aspect. If there are simple changes that can make you love it all over again, do that. I remember my home in Afton that I had a long time ago. Dot, do you remember Jim?
Yes.
So he made a like kind of like a peek through from my living room into the kitchen, which completely it was my house was only maybe 1,000 square feet, maybe 1,100 if I'm lucky, but it suddenly made the home feel so much bigger because you could
Correct.
see through to the kitchen.
Correct.
Yeah, good ideas. And go
Yep,
ahead.
I remember that, and it did give that good feel. You know, a
Yep.
little bit. You couldn't open it up all the way, but to open it up like that did make a difference.
And we changed the kitchen. He actually taught me because he used to be a carpenter. We did the tile together. We put new appliances in. We put backsplash in. It suddenly just felt like, okay, I don't want to list it. I love it again. I want to do something. Before
Yeah.
we go into love it or list it aspects, here's a before and after, by the way. What a huge change.
Isn't that beautiful? It's the same home, but when you look at your eye, the palette of color changes from the top one to the bottom one. I mean, if it's the same home, but what they did was they wanted to make an inviting entrance, and so they took that and made their entrance where their door is so appealing. It's just it's not a lot of changes. Even with like sometimes you go to a house and there's just too many bushes, too many trees. It's just you can't see the house. Clear all that out.
Yep.
Little bushes are fine. One tree is fine, but sometimes it's almost too much.
Yes, absolutely. Again, if you are just tuning in and you missed this, go back, make sure you watch the beginning of this show. We give you a lot of news you can use, and then we get into the love it or listed aspect next. But these were all the do's and don'ts as you might be getting ready to maybe list it, or how do you love it all over again? Do the right things. Don't do the red room, and don't put a laundry right next to your toilet. Those are just crazy. Okay, it's 7:37. We're going to take a quick break. When we return, we're going to get into Love It or List It. We're going to talk about St. Patrick's Day and some friendship moments between Dot and myself. Don't go anywhere.
Discover your full potential with a personalized styling experience. Designing, customizing, and transforming the looks of men and women. Revamp your individual style and embrace what makes you, you. That's real confidence.
And I love helping you with that. You know, I enjoy my fashion so much. And yes, I do a lot of design and wardrobe consulting. But when I see a store that I can just fall in love with, this one's open at the Boulevard. And we're going to be talking with that wonderful woman as we will be live from Love Launch. I'll talk to Dot in just a second if she has heard of this. I ran by and popped in really quick. I almost walked by because I was getting to a meeting and I was like, what is this? It caught my attention. And I literally ran in and asked the ladies, like, what is this? And a lot of it is by appointment only, but I'm talking some really absolutely gorgeous, beautiful pieces that feel very straight out of New York. It's maybe a little higher end couture, but pieces that you don't see elsewhere. I'm talking about accessories make the outfit, right? I will tell you, this piece right here is what caught my attention. And I'm all about shopping small, supporting small business. That is the most gorgeous blue. And you know, I love my cobalt blue, but that blue is just like this beautiful lighter blue, kind of an ice blue. That's the piece that I want when I go next Thursday. So we're going to sit down and talk to Leah, the owner of Love Launch. They've got a location in the Richmond Heights area and on the Hill. So that's what I want to know because Dot doesn't live far from that area. Have you heard of Love Launch? It's right around by you.
I have not, but it's been a while.
Okay, so Love Launch. We're going to be at the Richmond Heights location, by the way, next Thursday morning. We're going to do a mobile Monica from there.
I'll have to check out the one on the Hill.
Yes, please. Let me know what you think of it. And I'll have Jenny drop in a link for the website itself because you can look at the website, but they do have a couple of brick and mortar. So welcome back. It is 7:39 on a Friday morning, and we would have had Dot on last Friday, but it was the big 500th celebration week. Thank you for coming out, by the way, to Viviano's. We had such a good time.
That was so fun. The food was delicious. I mean, everything about that show. I mean, I'm so proud of you. 500 shows. It's crazy.
It was crazy. And again, thank you to Michael Viviano and Chef Mel because We had so much fun, and the meatballs, I'm still eating them. She sent me home with some meatballs. I still have a few left.
That sauce is so good. And I
Yeah,
want a basket. I mean, I love that sauce. It's so good.
you and I both loved the spicy side of it
Yes.
all, little spicy kick. Okay, so we did the do's and don'ts. Now, what about the people that are trying to make a decision of, is it time? When do I know that it's time? Or what can I do to love my house all over again? So what tips do you have for us?
So that's the big thing. A lot of times you've got couples who are wondering, do I move? Do I renovate? Do I move? Do I renovate? And, and the decision making is really going to be based on a couple of things. If okay, so if you want to move, that's because there are some lifestyle changes. Either you need to upsize, you need to downsize, or lifestyle changes, meaning you got a new job. And why are you driving, an hour and plus to get to work? If you want to move closer to your home. And then another part of that dues, as far as moving, has to do with just right now it's a seller's market. If you have a home and you've got equity in your home and you want to sell. People don't have to live in their homes like we did back in the days, their whole lives, 30, 40, 50 years. And so part of that is it's exciting to say, oh gosh, with all this equity, I can go move into another home. The interest rates are still really good. And so they find a new place. But honestly, this traveling really far is a big thing. If you drive far, I mean, I drive for a living, so I'm constantly driving. But for those who have to, they got a new job. After COVID, they got a new job, and now they went from 10 minutes to drive to an hour drive. It's making the decision to move closer.
Yeah.
Or when you talk about renovating, well, when do I make a decision to renovate? It's those people who they're like, I love my neighborhood. I love the school and the church that I'm close to, but we're busting at the seams. That's when you need to say, instead of adding an additional $100,000 to move, maybe I add it to my home and I add, I fix my lower level. Maybe I do an expansion to my home and tear out the wall and add some square footage. Maybe I make the kitchen exactly the way I love it. So there are times where you do renovate, because you love everything about your home, etc. But there's times where you maybe need to move.
Okay. So we're talking again about move, renovate, and she just went through again lifestyle changes. If that happens and you don't want that grind of that hour plus drive, some people love it, right? It's the peaceful time. My husband Jim happens to be one of them. He enjoys driving around. He used to love to work overnights because he said there was nobody out. It's quiet. I mean, sure, there was some dangerous things that would happen here and there, but he was like, it's just so peaceful. And he would drive and drive and drive. But if you're not one of them, then that's maybe when you call Dot and say, okay, my whole life has changed, or you got kids, right? And then all of a sudden you want to be in a better school district. I mean, there's a myriad of things that could happen. Space limitations. Again, you've outgrown the home. You've got kids now. There's no more room to expand. Moving may be the better option. Market conditions, as she's been talking about, she keeps an eye on that for you. St. Louis, Dot saying, is a seller's market, so you might get a great price for your current home. Find a better fit elsewhere. I don't know if I've asked in the past, what is pretty much the time frame, the average time frame that people are in homes these days?
The average time frame that they're
People are staying in their homes when they buy a home.
Well, they say that you live in 2 to 3 homes in your lifetime. So
Yeah,
meaning
I've been in
once
two.
you get into your house, not as a kid, but so 2 to 3 homes. So some people might stay in their house, for 10 years, 10 years. Some might be, 5, 5, 5. I mean, it just depends, but 2 to 3 times you might be moving.
And I think I heard someone say that they were moving like every 3 to 5 years. I was like, oh, that's a lot. I mean, who likes moving?
So that's
Constantly packing up.
Yeah, that's not an average thing. And maybe with work. So a lot of people with work, you got military, you've got a lot of, that. So I think what makes our business successful and busy is when you've got people who are constantly moving out of state or in state for jobs. So you're always going to have people moving. They don't care what the interest rates are. They don't care if it's winter or summer. They're moving because of their job. And this is the time to move.
Absolutely. Again, make those decisions, start having a conversation. That's the thing. You could reach out to Dot and say, I don't know, this is where I am. I feel if it's like kind of what I do from a life coaching standpoint, if you're miserable with your job, you're miserable in a relationship, Why do you get up and stay in that same space day after day? The same job, the same person that you're with. Same thing with the house. If you truly are hating where you live, well, that's your space. You're in that every single day. It might be time to, again, either renovate, change some things up, or contact Dot again, 314-324-3317, or go to our website, dotfleshman.com, and check it out and say, yeah, I need to start having a discussion here. With regards to renovating, this is such a big thing, an emotional attachment. Let's talk about that with regards to already being in your home. But at the same time, for those that are reaching out to Dot, when you find something and that doesn't become yours, I was told that by my real estate agent a long, long time ago. She's like, don't fall in love until we absolutely know it's yours, because there's another one out there. If it doesn't happen for you, it wasn't meant to be. But you can't get so emotionally attached and then get so upset, right?
You know what, Monica, that what's interesting is the reason we put an offer on a house, let's just say, is because we fall in love with it. We love it. We're like, oh my gosh, I could visualize myself living here. I could see myself, growing old and et cetera. And so we put an offer on the house, and then we don't get it for whatever reason. And not every one of our clients happen to be in that situation where they're a cash sale or they don't need to have contingencies on their house. So for those who have a cap and a limit to where they want to be, and for those who do need to have contingencies, we may not get the first or the second, but eventually we will find the right house. And it's kind of what you said is how my one clients are feeling right now. They're almost afraid to get excited. They write an offer and they're almost afraid to even be excited about it because they want to wait to hear that they did get it.
Yeah. Well, and I was there. I mean, I remember looking at a home before we got ours, and I was in love. I mean, in love with this kitchen. It was the most beautiful kitchen. We didn't get it, and then all of a sudden, I shifted my mindset and thought, okay, so if I loved aspects of that kitchen, then let's create it in our own home. Or this isn't our forever home. So before we do these big expenses, Jim's like, save that for what will become the home that we will stay in. Because as you said, you probably have 2 or 3 in your lifetime. I've had my own before I got married. Now this one, but there will be a third. So you're correct in that. There will be a third home. With regards to the fun statistics about renovating, customizable spaces, that says, again, create that dream kitchen, add an extra bedroom, design a home office that's tailored to your taste. Have fun with it, by the way. And if you truly don't know what you're doing, then hire somebody that does. But I will tell you, I absolutely loved Jim teaching me how to tile, Jim teaching me how to do baseboards. I mean, obviously, we can paint. We may not paint as great as the professional painters, but I will tell you, it really brings relationships together. I think it could also get you in arguments.
Or not.
It could get in arguments. And then maybe you say, okay, never mind. You do it, honey. But for us, at least it did. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. This is really cool. And doing the grout and teaching how to do something like that. So maybe you have fun with that together. You talked a little bit earlier about the market. Again, property values increasing by 6%, condos by 5.3%. Love that idea. Some people are like, I'm done with taking care of property and it's time for me to go into a condo and let somebody else take care of it.
Yeah, or a townhome or a villa, and all three of those basically you get support and help with your lawn, your exterior of your home, snow removal. So you could really just focus on the interior of your house. You can go on vacation and not worry about, is the grass going to need cutting while I'm gone? So those are great perks. Some people want to live like on acreage with privacy and that's great. Other people, they want to live, especially singles, they want to be around others. So condo life, villa life is a great way to constantly be around others.
I don't think I've asked you. Maybe we save this for a future real estate talk, what the hot zip codes are in our area, where the houses are going like that. Well, let's save that. Let's table that. I'll have you look into that one, because if people are starting to think as we get into spring, summer, making the decision to maybe list their homes, where are the ones that where are the good ones that they're wanting to look for? So let's do that. Let's do it on future one. Jenny, thank you for dropping in again. Dot's number is in the comments, 314-324-3317. Go to the website, dotfleshman.com. And again, her email, dot.fleshman@cbrealty.com. Okay, I'm going to take a break. When we come back, all of you for this weekend, after we get past the very severe weather that we have for tonight, tomorrow, you might be going to some St. Patrick's Day festivities, which Dot and I have enjoyed some time together at a couple of Dogtown parades. That's my favorite area to go on actual St. Patrick's Day with the Ancient Order of Hibernians, the true Irish neighborhood. So we'll talk a little bit about St. Patrick's Day and some of our favorite friendship memories from over the years.
My house is so outdated and old.
Let's take down this wall or just replace the furniture.
I love it.
New sofa, chaise lounge, and tables from Carroll House because you like nice things.
My house is so outdated and old.
Let's take down this wall.
Have you heard about our latest collaboration, Wine Girl? ShopWineGirl.com. It's the website I want you to go to. And when you find what you absolutely love, and trust me, you will, put in the code TheRealMonicaAdams. Make sure you have the TheRealMonicaAdams, and you get 15% off. I loaded up on a few sweatshirts. One says Wine Girl, one says corks are for quitters. And the other is the Veuve Clicquot champagne that I had on actually the other day. I've had a lot of compliments on that. It's this gorgeous white hoodie. And then I had these really cute champagne earrings that I had on when we did our Wet Your Whistle Wednesday, which we do with Chuck Gillentine every other Wednesday. They've got dog toys for all you dog lovers. They've got purses and totes and tumblers. So again, shopwinegirl.com. Go to that website and put in The Real Monica Adams for your discount. 751, welcome back. Let's see, Rose, we found a house 13 years ago that I was so excited about, said we wanted it, went home to get a call from our agent saying it was already sold as we looked at it. I never got over it. My husband still gets angry that I bring it up. Did you ever have a client, Dot, that was so visibly upset they didn't get it? And what do you tell them to make them feel better? Good question, Rose.
Hello, I'm back with my St. Patrick's Day feel. I'm all ready for St. Patrick's Day. So Rose, actually, that is true. And that is a really hard thing to get through. You know, I'm on both sides. So yesterday we had a house that went active at 5:00 p.m. And it was supposed to be active to this whole weekend. I'm supposed to have 2 open houses. And we got an offer last night that my sellers could not refuse. And so we accepted the contract and canceled the open houses. And anyone that saw the house, I sent an email out to. So they're going to say today, oh my gosh, exactly like what you said. I was thinking about writing an offer, but they're a little too late. So you know what happens. You probably have buyers out there who got a no, a no, a no, a no. And finally they found this house and said, you know what, this is going to be a yes. It did go over asking. It got sold. There was an offer literally in my inbox, and we got an offer in 3 hours. So houses are going quickly. But for those clients who, I also have a set of clients that we got a no and a no. Part of that is again, just, you know, there's going to be another house. Yep. And you know what? A house has 4 walls. A house is a house is a house is a house. You're going to make it a home, and right. You're going to make it your own. You might walk into a house that has cream color walls like mine here, but maybe you want to paint them blue or green or whatever. It's, you know, you will make it your own. So a lot of times it's going and visualizing it, and we'll find another one.
Absolutely. Again, there's so many out there, and you'll end up realizing that one wasn't meant for me. I mean, just like a lot of things in life, you meet somebody, doesn't work out, they're not meant for you, or they were meant for that particular season. And then all of a sudden you'll realize, oh, that's why this didn't happen. So I could have this. Just think about that, Rose. Come on, Rose, you're in a great home. I don't want you to feel that, I'm so frustrated. All right. Where did you get, those are absolutely adorable. You look adorable.
You know, I bought them for my CC girl, but you know, after this, we decided we're going to talk about it. I thought I'd put them on. I hope I don't stretch them out for her.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. So we've talked about how we absolutely enjoy our times together, and we've had some good ones down at the Dogtown Parade, getting ready for what is my favorite parade. So for all of you, are you going anywhere fun this weekend, by the way? I know Cottleville is getting ready, and I hear, I've never been to theirs, but I hear it's crazy packed. I don't know that I've ever been to the downtown one. That picture on the right, by the way, was Tessa getting all dialed up when she got groomed and ready for St. Pat's Day. Do you go to the downtown one?
Monica, I have before. I haven't in many, many, many years. I was younger. But do you know that the downtown St. Patrick's Day parade is noted as one of the top in the country?
No. Seriously?
The top in the country. It is noted. Yeah, it's so big and it's so huge. And, you know, St. Louis charm, of course, you know, we do it good. So it's a very busy parade. Now it's a little different. It's always the Saturday before St. Patrick's Day. Every year. It's always the Saturday before. Now on St. Patrick's Day is the Dogtown and the Cottleville. So it's on that day.
That's our absolute favorite. And it's because of tradition. It's the Irish neighborhood. It's all of those Irish families love that when they do the parade, it's all the signs that they're holding up of the O'Malley family and this family, right? It's all of that. And then
Town.
yeah, it's again in the Dogtown area. Everybody going over to Seamus McDaniel's. I mean, it's a blast. So if you haven't been to that one, and the weather, by the way, is looking really pretty for that festivities for those festivities on Monday. Even Saturday, once we get past the storms this evening, should be okay as well. My husband, he doesn't like big crowds, so I think he's probably done and is probably going to say, "You go with your girlfriends."
Well, that's me. Ronnie doesn't miss St. Patrick's Day ever. And
Really?
in fact, neither does my family, and neither do my sister-in-laws. They will all be at the parade,
Dogtown?
the Dogtown parade.
Yeah.
Every single one of them. Every year I have plans on that day. I'm not a big parade person.
No.
Meaning I love it. I'll do the green and I'll meet them afterward, but hanging out at the parade and doing it's not my thing, but they all go every year. They do not miss it. They all take off work. They make sure they're off their schedules and they have a blast. It's a really good time. Meet, greet, see people you haven't seen in a long time. It's a yearly thing. And what makes it so special, Monica, is the fact that it is small town. And it's talking about the history of Dogtown. And it started in, I believe, 2006. Is that right?
Well, what we're trying to do
1984.
I was going to say it's been around longer than that.
Yeah. 1984 for the Dogtown one.
What we're trying to do, and I know they're going to be crazy busy, but we reached out to the president of the Ancient Order of Hibernians, and we're trying to have them on Monday, even if it's virtual, because I know they're going to be so busy. In fact, Jenny reached out to them yesterday, and they said, "Oh my gosh, we so appreciate the opportunity. Let me see if we can make it work." But they start their day on March 17th at 4 a.m. Yes. I know when we used to do our live shows from down in Dogtown, we would be down there because we started the news at 4 a.m., 5 a.m., and people are there getting their best seats. Yep. They're drinking already at 5 o'clock in the morning, and you can tell once the parade starts because they're already drunk.
Exactly.
Yeah. I would want to go to the parade and then go, let's get out, because now it's going to be a you know what.
But they all have they have great lunches and dinners and food and drinks.
Corned beef and cabbage.
Yep, that's the day to do. Ew, that's so gross. But
Thank you. I wanted to know what you thought. I'm not a corned beef and cabbage fan.
I'm not either. But it's so popular. Everyone loves it. I'll eat the potatoes.
Yes, yeah. And then so there's like the Irish mashed potatoes. Any of you that are Irish, and I have Irish in me from my dad's side, is it pronounced Colcannon? I don't know. Let me know. That's potatoes.
Oh, to me.
Yeah, it's all Greek. It's all Greek to that. I think it's Colcannon. I've seen it on menus. And then I don't get Irish soda bread either. Have you had soda bread?
No.
Okay. If you're Irish, what are your favorite things? Again, whether you're watching live right now. Huh? Help us out here. Help us sister out. Okay. So we also have had, before we wrap up, some incredible memories over the years. So Dot picked these. These are not chosen by me. These are pictures Dot sent me of some of her favorite memories of us.
Favorite memories of you. By the way, I want to say, Monica, 314 is one of my favorite holidays for sure. 314 Day and Potato Chip Day, but March 19th is one of my favorite holidays as well.
Why?
And it is a big celebration. We're going to celebrate Monica's birthday on March 19th. And these are some fun memories. I have so many memories. I looked at these pictures and some of them I laughed at and some of them I cried at. It's like, I broke my shoe and as she's holding these dots at the movie theater, I'm walking in the movie theater and I broke my shoe. We had to find tape to tape up my shoe. My mother-in-law loves Monica and Monica came to make ravioli with us one year, and that's all she talks about. She loved having you. We got to do it again this year, Monica.
I know. I met Jim even said, he's like, hey, why didn't we get our invite? I truly enjoy that. And when we had our show at Viviano's, Ron, Dot's husband, was talking about all the ravioli that you made, and then I teased him. I was like, Jim said you're dead to me because we didn't get it. No, we would love it. I truly had always heard about the tradition, and I absolutely loved it. Okay, why are these two some of your favorites?
Oh my gosh. Okay. So this first picture, I asked Monica for a picture. I said, I'm your BFF, so I need a photo of you. And she had these comps that she had still. So she wrote on there, to my BFF, love always, Monica. And BFF is, as some of you might know, I typed in BFF one time, and I just put my phone down and I left. And when I came back, she said, what do you mean buffalo? And I thought, what? And I looked up, and it auto corrected it to Buffalo versus BFF. So now I always call her my Buffalo. I'm her Buffalo, etc. So that's what and the second photo was my favorite one. We were doing something. I don't know. We were working out. I mean, I always used to say to her, I can't do pull-ups. I got a lot of junk in this trunk. And she's got this shot, which I love. It's like one of my favorite, workout moments here with Monica.
We've had a ton, and you're right. There are so many moments of you by my side and vice versa, and that's what I've loved. She and I, as you can tell, have been friends for a long, long time, and she's one of my lifers. There are people in your life that will come and go, and by the way, it's okay. I know it's hard for a lot of people. Like, I don't understand, why are they not in my life? Once you realize they weren't meant for the lifetime, it's okay, but thank them for the moments that you had. The beautiful thing is, I know that I will never leave Dot's side, and vice versa. And I love you for that. You are an incredible human being.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I just wanted to say happy birthday to you. So I'll have to sing happy birthday to you on the 19th, on Wednesday, during your show. Did you know I sing solo, Monica?
You just did. I didn't. Solo.
Low, no one can hear me. Yeah, there you go.
I knew it was coming, but oh wait, Diane just agreed with us. No on the corned beef and cabbage, she says. Stephanie says Irish soda bread is good. You know what, Stephanie, I need a good recipe then, because I had it in a couple of restaurants and I was like, no. First of all, it was very salty, and then it was very dry. Then it was too moist when I had it again. So I don't know. Stephanie, give us a good recipe, and then maybe we'll make it, because we have Food and Fashion Fridays that are going to be starting very soon. Excited to bring in different chefs, restaurateurs, fashion designers that are literally just starting, to those that have made it in the industry. I am so excited for this, and we're going to hope to kick that off, by the way, in April. So maybe on one of our Friendship Fridays, you're going to have to come in person and have some food with me, and then maybe you get them all ready, because she used to be in the fashion industry and the spa industry. We get them ready, do some hair and makeup, and let them walk a runway. We got some exciting things to come for sure. And you have to come and see the new studios, by the way.
I can't wait to see it. I'm all in for the food and all of that. And I know that Ronnie and Michael were talking about doing some type of a ravioli thing. So they might get together and do that. We'll have to go out and videotape that.
We'll make them part of our new Food and Fashion Friday. Absolutely.
Right, there we go.
My friend, I love you. I'm going to take our final break, and I'm going to let you choose. Should we do, what are you feeling today? Jesus listening to us or Jesus calling us?
I think let's do Jesus listening to us.
Okay. Jesus is going to be listening to us. We will wrap up again one more time. How do you find Dot? How does she become your real estate agent, or someone that you know that's like, hey, I'm thinking of listing? Whoa. Call Dot and let them know. She is the person that comes on, gives you incredible advice, and then we'll take care of you. So it's Dot.Fleshman at cbrealty.com. The phone number is 314-324-3317. And again, the website, dotfleshman.com. My friend, I love you. You know that. Thank you so much for everything that you provide to the show.
Thank you, Monica. I love you too. And everyone, have a fabulous day and a safe weekend.
All right. So Jesus listens. That's how we'll wrap up the show when we return.
I just want to say I had an absolutely amazing time getting together with you and talking about how everybody can make a day just a little bit better than it was yesterday. You're doing tremendous things. I just love the spirit in which you want to help those around you and help your community. You've always been like that. What a great time. What a great show. I love our fellowship. I look forward to doing more with you in the future and checking out a few of these churches and seeing where our paths are going to cross and what kind of fun and entertainment and love we can bring to the table. I love this, and I think you're doing a killer job. So, love you.
And I love you, Reed, as well. I love all these, after show comments that people make once they're on the show. So if you haven't seen this, earlier we were looking at what was going on in Fox Sports. Now we're looking at some CNN top stories, so you can kind of get up to date. That's a little bit of multitasking, though. While I talk about Jesus listening to us, you can see what's going on in the world. So we try to drop that in for you from time to time. I hope you've all had a wonderful day, got something that has educated you or made you laugh today. So on this Friday, March 14th, Pick Jesus listens. Glorious Lord, you've been showing me that hope is like a golden cord connecting me to heaven. This cord helps me hold my head up high even when multiple trials are buffeting me. I know that you never leave my side, you never let go of my hand, but without the cord of hope, my head sometimes slumps and my feet start to drag as I journey uphill with you. Hope lifts my perspective from my weary feet to the glorious view I can see from the high road. Thank you, Lord, that you're always with me, and the road we're traveling together is ultimately the highway to heaven. And when I contemplate the glorious destination, I stop worrying about the roughness or the smoothness of the road ahead. Please train me to hold in my heart a dual focus, your continual presence and the hope of heaven. In your wonderful name, Jesus, amen. This is from the book Jesus Listens from Sarah Young. She also has Jesus Calling. And then when we're on set, we do 100 Days to Freedom from the Stephen Arterburn books, which we absolutely love as well. I hope you enjoyed today's show. Remember, if you have a topic or a guest that you would like to see on the show, or better yet, if you would like to become a sponsor of the show, maybe you've got a new segment that you would like for us to start, or you want us to bring our show to your business. Those are the things we call Mobile Monica. There's my email, info@TheRealMonicaAdams.com. I would love for you to reach out to me and we'll take care of you and we'll bring thousands upon thousands of people to your business by viewership or by truly in person. Again, thank you so much. And as far as the last few comments, am I going? Are you asking if I'm going to the Dogtown Parade? Don't know yet. Maybe. I have a tendency not to miss it because it's just a couple of days before my birthday and I enjoy it. Julie, if that's what you're asking. Thanks, Monica and Dot. Fun show. Stephanie, thank you. And she said, my friends live in Dogtown, belong to the Hibernians. They go to the parade every year. Joanne makes shamrock cookies and sells them at their church. I will give you the recipe. Okay, there we go. Thank you today. It was so much fun. Great show. So fun. Well, thank you, everybody. And if you didn't get a chance to watch the entire show, come on back. If you're just tuning in, we are wrapping up. So watch all these wonderful do's and don'ts of decorating, love it or list it, as well as what's happening in the market right now. Look at the fun things going on for St. Pat's Day. Enjoy 314 Day. And again, some specials. You might want to check those out. I know there's something going on down at the brewery. There's something going on at the Wheel. And then just, I'm sure all of us celebrating in this state of Missouri and maybe have a bag of chip or two because it is National Potato Chip Day after all. I'm planning to be at my new home for the parade. Should be tons of fun. Oh, Lisa, do you live in Dogtown? Evidently. Have a great one. If you're going down to the downtown or the Dogtown Parade, be smart. And one of the things, the greatest things that you can do when someone comes up and they've had a little too much to drink, help them along. That's the greatest thing we can do is not ignore them. Help them on their way. That's how you show kindness to each other. Be kind. Have a beautiful weekend. We'll see you Monday morning. God bless. See you on St. Pat's Day.